Have you ever wondered how much money you can actually earn as a foreigner working in Germany? We ran a survey to uncover the real, unfiltered numbers directly from 506 expats currently living and working across the country.
In this video, we are breaking down what foreigners actually earn, which industries pay the most, and whether speaking German really impacts your paycheck.
By the way, we've packed all these insights into a free report you can download via the link in the description.
Okay. First, let's zoom out and look at the big picture to understand whether foreigners are actually earning well in Germany. This graph shows all 506 full-time salaries from our survey, lined up from the lowest to the highest.
Now, at first glance, the average salary jumps out with 78,000 euros gross a year. But averages can be sneaky. Think about when you go out for drinks with your friends, you stick to beer, but one person keeps on ordering those expensive cocktails. And when you split the bill evenly, you end up paying way more than you actually drank because your dear friend pulled that average number up.
Now that's exactly what's happening here with this average salary number. A few high earners at the top are skewing the numbers. To see what most people are actually earning, we need to look at the median instead. And in our data, the median is 72,000 euros, which represents the person right in the middle. Half of the survey participants earn less and half earn more.
Now here's where it gets interesting. The national median salary for full-time employees in Germany is only 54,000 euros. That means that skilled internationals in our survey are earning 33% more than the general population.
Wow.
Now, you might see these big salary numbers and think, wow, foreigners in Germany must be getting paid. But after digging deeper into this data, we found 3 specific things that influence the size of your paycheck as a foreign worker in Germany.
And those are your industry, your job role, and your years of experience. And if you're wondering how German language skills affect your earning potential, don't worry. We'll tackle that at the end, and you're in for a surprise.
And out of those 3 factors, the single biggest influence on your paycheck is the industry you work in. But before we get into the juicy data, we had to make sure the numbers we present to you for this video were actually fair.
Our survey included 85 nationalities across 50 different industries. That's crazy. But for some sectors, only 1 or 2 people responded. And basing an entire industry's salary on one person doesn't really paint the full picture. So we are only sharing the industries where at least 10 people answered to ensure you're seeing real trends and not just the outliers. By the way, you can find all the salaries broken down by industry in our free report, which you can grab via the link in the description. Okay, so what's the top paying industry in our survey?
The top paying industry, it's actually aerospace, with an impressive median salary of 101,000 euros gross per year. The next industry on the list earns 22% less, but it's actually where we saw the most responses, with 157 people. And that's the IT sector, coming in with a median salary of 80,000 euros gross per year.
Close behind are energy, finance, automotive, manufacturing, and healthcare, all landing with a median salary between 74,000 and 78,000 euros a year. And what about the industries at the bottom of our list? That would be construction and academia, which both have a median salary of 60,000.
If you're planning to move your career to Germany, the industry you choose will play a massive role in your earning potential. But here's the catch. Your specific job role also has a massive impact on your paycheck. So let's zoom in even further.
Let's start with the job roles earning between 40,000 and 50,000 euros gross across all industries. To be honest, this bracket tells a pretty tough story. Here you'll find PhD students making 40,000 euros, an artwork coordinator at 42,000 euros, and a junior people manager at 50,000 euros. But here's what really surprised us. This range isn't just for newbies or juniors.
12 people in this bracket have more than 9 years of experience. That includes a graphic designer earning 43K, a recruitment manager in tourism with 42K, and a customer service specialist also making 42,000 euros. So here's the lesson. Experience alone is not a guarantee for a big paycheck in Germany. Some roles simply have very low salary ceilings, and they stay low regardless of how many years you've put in.
Now let's jump to the next big bracket, the 60,000 to 75,000 euro gross per year bracket. This is where the largest chunk of our survey, around 158 people, actually landed.
This bracket is fascinating because it's a real mix of roles, like a senior software engineer at $72K, UX UI designers at $70K, and pricing managers at $74K. Since our overall median in this survey is 72,000 euros, you can think of this range as the stable middle of the German job market for skilled internationals.
It's like the middle lane on the Autobahn. You're not the fastest and you're not the slowest, but it's where most people are cruising. Now, what's interesting is that there are two paths to reach this middle lane. You either get there by putting in many years of experience in a traditional field like manufacturing or energy, or you get there much earlier in your career by starting out in a high-paying field like IT.
Ooh, and speaking of IT, we need to talk about the most common job title in our entire survey, and that's software engineers. Whoop whoop, I used to be a software engineer. Around 70 people in the survey shared this role.
Now let's zoom back out and look at the big picture across all the data we collected. What does it actually take to crack that median salary of 72,000 euros or even reach those six figures as a foreign worker in Germany?
It turns out the high earners in Germany all have two things in common. First is seniority. The vast majority of people earning above the median have more than 9 years of experience. This confirms that the German market still strongly rewards long-term expertise.
Second, as previously mentioned, the industry. Where you work matters just as much as what you do. High earners are concentrated in aerospace, IT, manufacturing, healthcare, energy, and finance. To give you an idea of what those top-tier roles look like, here are some real-world examples directly from our survey.
An AI security researcher earning 90K, a real-world evidence specialist in pharma with 101K, a senior product manager in IT 114K, a sales manager in aerospace 132K.
And at the very top of our survey, a VP of sales in healthcare earning 275,000 euros. And no, that's not a typo.
So the formula is pretty clear. It's years of experience in a high-paying role plus the right industry. If you want to dive deeper into the six-figure earners, you can watch our video on the topic, links in the description.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room and the question we get asked most by our mentorship clients. Do you actually need to speak German to earn a high salary here?
Now, we've been running this survey for 5 years now, and honestly, this specific statistic still blows our minds every single time. And it hasn't changed.
Are you ready? Check this out. 92% of people earning above the median, so earning 72,000 euros or more, do not require German for their role. Yep, that's 92%. And for the roles earning below the median, the data shows that 68% of those don't require German skills either.
So finding an English-speaking role in Germany is not just possible, it's actually the norm for highly skilled internationals.
The roles that do require German are usually the customer-facing ones, like retail, administration, or any job where you're talking to locals all day. You can check out the specific job roles, German language requirements, and salaries by industry in our free report via the link in the description.
However, that doesn't mean you should stop learning the language. Like we always say to our mentorship clients, if you want to build a real life here and actually feel integrated into the culture, German will always be the key to making that happen. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience.
So what's the real story behind expat salaries in Germany?
It's complicated, it's nuanced, and it's about much more than just a single number on a paycheck.
If you're planning to move your career here, keep these three benchmarks in mind. First, the median salary is 72,000 euros. That's your baseline.
Second, if you work in tech, energy, or finance, you're likely to land above that mark.
And finally, while German skills are vital for your quality of life, the data shows it isn't always a requirement for a high-paying role.
But here's the most important thing. Salary is only one variable in the equation. Whether you'll actually be happy with your paycheck and life here is highly subjective.
We had people in our survey earning 30,000 euros who reported being happy with their jobs and salaries. And we also had people earning 150,000 euros who reported being unhappy with their jobs and salaries.
So this leads to a crucial question you should ask yourself before making your move. What kind of life are you trying to build? Germany offers world-class stability, social systems, and safety.
And for many of the people in our survey, it's not about maximizing every single euro. It's about optimizing for a better quality of life.
Now that you know how much you can earn, you're probably wondering, what are the costs of living in Germany? We show you exactly how much to expect to spend as a single, couple, or family in this video here on the left.